Today we're going to talk about buyer pre-qualification, right? This, for doing buyer deals, is the first step you do with the buyer. How many of you did buyer so far? Okay, everybody, that's great. What's the first step you do with buyer? Do you book an appointment, meet with them in the office, or they say, oh, I want to see a house, can you book me some house, and then you go right away? Which one do you do?
I do the second one, but I
Yeah.
should first interview them.
Yeah, because the proper way of doing business is to interview the client first, and they interview you too, because you have to feel comfortable working together, and then you take them out. Because if you take them out and they don't like you, or you don't like them, then you just wasted one day, right? And then later on, you may find out they're not even qualified to buy a house, right? So that's why you always interview the client, pre-qualifying. That's the first step, working with buyer. And always talk about commission at the beginning, right? At the beginning, talk about how much commission you're going to charge, or who's going to pay for the commission, and how much it'll be. Instead of at the end, before they sign the agreement, they say, oh, I want a 50% cut from your commission, right? Talk everything in front. If you don't feel comfortable about giving 50% back, don't take the client, refer them out to someone else. You take 25% referral fee, let someone else do the work, right? Instead of wasting your time. Because a lot of my commercial clients, for example, they want me to find them a lease, a retail, office, or industrial, right? I told them, if you want me to work for you, here's what I charge. Are you okay with that? And they say, oh, okay. And then usually sign the paper. I tell them, if the landlord pays me commission, then you don't have to pay. The landlord pays me half, then you pay me half, right? It'll be this much in total within the purchase price or lease price. So everybody is comfortable about commission, and later on, they're not gonna negotiate commission anymore because you already did that at the beginning.
So you're saying about the commission as the first step. Is that more for the commercial side or for the residential?
Both, you can do both.
But in the residential, like normally the seller pays the commission, right? Because if the buyer doesn't know they don't
Everybody
expect
knows.
the commission cut. Why?
Everybody knows. You're not mentioning commission cut. You're mentioning how much you'll get from this deal and who's going to pay for that. For example, you said residential, right? You tell them within the purchase price, you know my commission is included. You don't have to pay me directly. The landlord will pay me,
Okay.
right? And here's how much. And then, are you okay with that? If you're okay with that, later on, don't tell me you're gonna need me to give you rebate. So,
for the international buyer and first time buyer,
Yeah.
should talk about.
because commission, a lot of people are afraid to talk about commission. But if you talk about commission at the beginning, then later you don't have to talk about commission.
What about some money or expectation that you should
Yeah,
give them?
then you negotiate commission at the beginning,
So
right?
negotiate at the beginning, feel comfortable, then go ahead.
Yeah, because otherwise you work for this client and you feel that you got cut, you don't feel good. Then you may not even close the deal at the end. You'll waste another 2-3 months, right? If you don't feel comfortable, you just refer them out. Like I said, refer them to somebody else who's okay with that and get a referral fee, right? If you don't like the client, you probably may not be like working for the client's best interest anyways. So next one is why is pre-qualifying important, right? So just like I said, pre-qualifying saves you time. And pre-qualifying can find you a quality client. If you don't pre-qualify interview client, you may not know what kind of client it is. Sometimes the client is just looking around. From interviewing them, you know their motivation and everything, right? Then you know this client is just talking nonsense and they don't even know what they want, or they have no motivation to buy in the near future, then just let them go. Don't waste your time. Learn about the client, because when you talk with them one-on-one for 1 hour, you learn about the client and you connect with them. You show them what you know. They feel you're the right person to work for them, and so they won't find another realtor. If they don't think you're the right fit, of course they're gonna find another realtor and they're not gonna sign an agreement for commission, right? And also show your professionalism. Right now, it's an interview for both sides. You interview the client, and the client interviews you. So it's like you showing the best of you to attract this client. You're not chasing the client, because when you're chasing the client, they are going to hire somebody else, right? There's no way you can chase them back. If you attracted them to you because you show them how good you are, then they'll stick with you. It'll increase their loyalty. They won't go somewhere else. Because when you buy something, think about it. If you're satisfied with this cell phone, right, you won't look at other brand anymore. You'll just keep using this phone, right? Until one day you're not happy with the phone, and then you're starting to look for another phone again. The same thing. You're a product. You're selling your service as a product. Buyer market education. Not every buyer knows the market, right? During this 1 hour, you have to educate the client, because you are the professional, they are not. You have to educate from macro market, micro market, geography, neighborhood, price, cost, procedures, and financing from all those prospects.
What's market market?
Market market means the whole country, the whole world, what's going on, right? The trend.
The trend, okay.
Yeah.
What's micro then?
Micro means local market.
Local market.
Yeah, like Vancouver, Greater Vancouver. How is it going? What's the trend compared to the macro market? So people know, oh, China, you talk about China, right? And talk about US and China, they're fighting this trading wars and currency wars and stuff. It's causing the market to go up or go down. And what people are behaving during this market, are they easier to lower their price to sell, or are they willing to pay more price, right? Teach them about the market. So they know, they're educated when they're at the point when they want to make an offer. It's easier for them to make a decision. And sometimes I get clients, after I educate them, I find out they're not right fit to sell in this market. I suggest them, hey, you probably prepare now and sell next April, right? So this way, you're thinking 100% for your client, and they will appreciate that. And also, for newcomers especially, you have to educate them on geography and neighborhood, and like, what's the schools around here, what's the neighborhood around here, what race in this neighborhood, there's more Chinese or Caucasian or Indian, which area do they like to stay? Like, some people, they like on a street where there's a lot of trees, and some people don't, right? You have to educate them where is best fit for your buyer. And also, the cost. They have to be aware when they buy a house, what costs are involved other than paying for the house. Like property transfer tax or foreign tax, whatever tax, GST, right? There's a lot of things that are involved. They have to know. The more information you give them, the more professionalism you are. The more likely they're not going to find another realtor because they like you. You provide so much information which other realtors don't, right? And also financing. This is the most important one. If you find out they have no financial strength, they cannot get their mortgage, why work with them? Wasting your time. And they tell you, I have a lot of money, but it's in China. Why work with them? You have to help them to find a way, move their money to Canada legally, and also solve their taxation issue. So that's another consulting you have to do. You have to partner up with lawyers, accountants, and mortgage specialists, right? Usually I have people, at least 3 people on my phone. So I could call them, hey, can you talk to my client? They're looking to get a mortgage. See how much they can get. It takes 5 minutes to pre-qualify the client over the phone for financing. That's what I always do on the first step, right? If they don't qualify this, everything you do is wasting time, right? Buyer financial, you have to ask them questions. If you don't ask them questions, they're not going to tell you. These are a few questions, basic questions you should ask. Like, how much money in Canadian account is under your name? If it's under the wife's name or daughter's name, it doesn't work. Mortgage has to be under the purchaser's name. Sometimes it has to be under the purchaser's name for at least minimum for 30 days for mortgage approval, for them to financing the funds. And also, how much income proof can they provide, right? If they trying to get a mortgage, they cannot provide any income proof. How do you get a mortgage, right? You're wasting your time. How much down payment can they provide? If they can provide 20% down payment, but the bank is only giving them 65% mortgage, where are they getting the 15% more from, right? You still don't have a deal. And if they have money outside of the country, how long does it take for them to move their money here? 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months, right? You know, if it's in China, forget about it. If their money is in Hong Kong or Dubai, then it's probably better. They have no money transfer restrictions. And that's where you ask number 5, where your money are now. And how much mortgage can you qualify? This is what I just talked about. Sometimes before the bank qualify you 8 times your annual income, but now they only can give you 5 times your annual income. So you have to know how much they can qualify for mortgage. If they can qualify for $500,000 and they're trying to buy $1.5 million house, then they better have $1 million sitting in their account. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay. Buyer motivation. Why do they want to buy? Because without motivation, they're not going to write an offer, right? If their motivation is to buy something a year later, and you're taking them to see some houses now, even if they see something they like, they're not going to make an offer, right? Then you have to see if you want to continue on follow up with this client at this moment, because you may have somebody who's urgent, want to buy right away. Is it for investment or self-use? Because those are 2 different purposes. For investment, they will look at the numbers and returns, how much money they will make. For self-use, they usually willing to pay more on something they like, rather than something, good price. If they like this product, they're willing to pay more, right? It's different. You have to know their motivation. And when you have to buy or move in, now 3 months, 6 months, then you know their time length. Then you prioritize your client service, right? You can put longer time if they buy 6 months later, then you don't have to take them out like every day. How long are you planning to keep this property for? If you know this one, it's also another good thing. If they're buying investment, you know they're going to sell after a year, right? It's a flipping. Then you can follow up with this client after you bought them something. If they're trying to move in and they're saying, oh, it's about I'm planning to move here for my kids' school. After graduate, I probably downsize. Then you follow up with them a few years later, right? You have to know people's schedule. Because if you miss that and they forgot about you, then they will find some other agent to do their selling home next time. You want to be a buyer agent so you can be a listing agent. So if you don't follow up, this house won't be your listing anymore. It'll be someone else's listing. So for residential, there's a lot of questions you need to ask. Locations, budget, bedrooms, bathrooms, facing at the backyard, size of the room. Sometimes they want to put a piano in the room. You have to find them a big enough room to put a piano. Layout. What kind of layout they want, right? If they want a big basement to play their music or gym or recreation, or they want a smaller basement and bigger upstairs, right? Different layout. And features. Do they want a steam shower or sauna or swimming pool or gym, right? Those features. And schools. Which school catchment do they want? And transit. Do they have to be near bus stop or SkyTrain station? Shopping area? And a list of must have and must not have. A lot of people say, I don't want a tree in front of my house. That's must not have, right? Then when you see a house, you don't call them about it. You don't show them that house. You have to know what the clients need. Must have and must not have. And if you're dealing with commercial agents, commercial club clients, right? For retail, you probably need to know about their usage. Is it for office use, or restaurant, or just basic retail? You have to ask a lot of questions, like ventilation. If it's for restaurant, if there's no ventilation, this retail is not going to work for them. And parking, do they need a lot of parking space? Car traffic, walking traffic, what kind of business are they running, right? If they need walking traffic, then you find them somewhere with higher walking traffic. And store frontage. Some people, they're okay with small store frontage, like 10 feet. And some people, they say minimum 20 feet store frontage. Everybody has different needs. And signage installation. Some places don't even allow you to install a sign or a light box sign. You have to ask those questions. Is that a must for you? And for office, do they have to be near transit? Do they want a good truck walk support? Or do they want to be in like a AAA office, right? Everything. Do they need a view? Some people, they want a view in their office. Do you have a question?
So what is AAA?
AAA means high class.
What means?
High class.
High class.
Yeah. And like for industrial, you have to ask them how many loading bays do they need? Ceiling height, highway access, voltage, amperage, and also office and warehouse ratio. If you're dealing with cabinetry manufacturer, probably they don't need much office space. They just want a warehouse, right? If they're doing trading, they probably want to be closer to highway access from the airport or from the port, right? So you have to know what the clients need. And before I take client out for a tour, usually I take a computer and do a virtual tour with them. By means of virtual tour, I log in my MS system and show them Google Maps, street views, and sometimes some listings have 3D tour, right? You can use, show them photos, and show them neighborhoods, and show them what the house looks like from outside. Do you like white color or do you like black color? The other day I met a client who says, I don't want any white color house. I want a gray, blue, or black. So, and some people say, I like traditional, like those pointy roof. I don't like flat roof, right? From this, you save a lot of time going out finding them house they don't like. Go through this, you will know exactly what kind of house they like. Exterior design, interior design. You know exactly what they want, and then when you filter this list, it's easier for you, for everybody, right? You don't waste time. Every time you go out, you're showing something they like. You don't waste your time. Yeah. So before you go out, before you put them in your car, do a virtual tour of them. Save a lot of time. So that's everything for today. Any question?
I just want to go back to this buyer agreement.
Yeah.
I want to know, in practice, is most agents sign this successfully?
Buyer depends. Yeah. If you trust the guy, you don't have to sign.
Okay.
You think this guy probably, after I show him this house, he
Yeah.
will go around you to the seller and deal with them directly. Try to make them sign, right?
So try to
Yeah.
convince
You
this
can
guy.
always test them. If they're willing to sign, you know they're loyal to you. If they're not willing to sign, then ask them why. What's your concern not to sign? Are you feel comfortable working with me as your agent? If yes, please sign here.
I think this agreement is mutually protected both
Yes.
sides.
Yes.
So maybe we could use this
Yeah.
agreement to convince them to sign.
Yes. Because some buyer,
Mm.
they know after they sign they cannot find another realtor, and a lot of buyers, they have like 3 or 4 buyer agents working for them at the same time.
Oh,
Because when I was doing a listing showing, I saw one buyer brought to my listing 4 times by different agents.
Wow. It happens.
So it's like wasting agents' time, right?
yeah, this is
And I told them, did you know this buyer? They came twice already. If I know the agent, I would warn them.
I will, yeah. I have a listing, one client came to see the house with 3 different agents.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I told the other agent,
yeah.
you're not the first one.
And I was working on a buyer, and the other agent told me, did you know this buyer was came here with another agent, and they wrote an offer already.
oh, so you have good, they
Yeah, they tell
advise.
me.
Okay.
So I just let the buyer go. Don't waste my time anymore.
So this type that, in this case, it was better if you signed.
Yeah, if you sign,
The branding, the,
if you
Just
sign,
protect yourself.
because you'll be protected.
yeah.
Later on, doesn't matter with like who they got a deal closed. You'll be able to get your commission. The buyer has to pay you a commission.
Yeah,
But
that's.
that's only for 3 months, right?
Well, depending on how long you sign.
Hopefully we can, yeah.
There's a
set the
period.
date. Oh,
Yeah, like I will ask you, do you have to buy this house within 6 months or 3 months? Maybe you want to buy it within 3 months. I'll sign a 3 months agreement with you, right? Within the 3 months, I can like work full time for you. Like I can show you house 3 times a week, right?
More frequently.
Yes, because
Makes
you
sense.
know you sign agreement. They're serious, right? You're gonna spend more time with them.
So during which step is a better time to ask your buyer to sign?
Pre-qualify.
After how many meetings you made?
One.
Just giving first time.
Pre-qualify first time.
So you want your buyer to sign during the first time you meet them?
Yes. You ask them, how do you feel the meeting today? Do you like me? Do you like me to be your representative? Yes. Please sign here. Right?
Oh, okay, I got it. So,
If no, then of course he's gonna find someone else, right? Then you don't have to waste your time.
so ask someone.
If no, then you can say, hey, I know another agent. Maybe you can interview him and see if he's good fit for you. You refer him to someone else, right? 大家好，我是温哥华地产经纪周华。喜欢我的视频，不要忘了分享和订阅，谢谢。